The B-side in boxing.
B-side shit.
B-side.
B-side.
And the B-side.
You got a B-side.
The B-side.
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 That B-side thing.
This is the B-Sides Boxing Podcast.
Okay.
Getting loose and limber and fucking shaking the old out of me. Trying to, anyway.
I have to sit on the floor when I use my computer because I only have a coffee table, and my feet have already gone asleep. I've been here for like 3 minutes.
Oh no.
I'm so stiff.
Is that a like Japanese standard? That low coffee table?
Well, I do actually have a kitchen table, but there's no pantry space, so it's really mostly just covered with like food that I would normally put in a cupboard.
Yeah. That doesn't sound very fun.
I could probably I could figure it out, but most of the cupboards I need a chair to reach, so they're just empty. I hate getting up and down off a chair to like make supper.
That.
Being short sucks. I thought I wouldn't have that problem in Japan, but I guess I still do.
Still a tall people's world?
Yeah, I think I'm probably pretty average height here, actually. Maybe even a little tall for the girls. Like, some of the guys are shorter than me, which is kind of a first.
All right. Are we ready to do the goddamn thing?
Yes.
We are ready.
All right, let's boogie. It's the boxing B-sides. Back up in your fucking earballs. Joined by the homies, Dr. Drip Nada and the Casuals. Is it?
The Casual.
Casual, yeah, that's right. All right, we're gonna do something. We're gonna do things a little bit differently. Still gonna have all the fun shit, but let's get right into it. For this review block, the best part of for our MMA overlap section, the best part of it is that we had a lot of fun just kind of being in really dire straits over on the Ultimate Fucking Casual. It's like when the fights suck and we're in Discord and the chat is more fun than the fight. That's pretty much what's happening in MMA land right now. So that's unfortunate. But in Box Land, we have quite a bit for July 6th. It was a busy day. Let's start with one really quick in Anaheim, California. This was a Fan Mio event. Weird, kind of random promotion. They do like...
I was gonna say, who the hell is Fan Mio? I've never even heard of them.
They do the circus events pretty much. They don't seem to be an actual boxing promoter. But we had... I just picked off the ones that I was interested in talking about, but to be honest with you, I did not watch a whole lot of this. So, Kermel Moten gets the stoppage in 2 over Nikolai Buzolin. Amado Vargas, one of the fighting Fernando Vargas brothers, stops Sean Garcia in 6. That Moten is a lightweight, Vargas at super featherweight. Shane Mosley Jr. gets a unanimous decision over Daniel Jacobs, and Daniel Jacobs declares his retirement shortly thereafter. That was
probably a good call.
Yeah, from what I understand and what I could gather from highlights, he was absolutely showed his age, showed the ring rust, all what is it, ETM, all of that stuff. So he was not great. I'm not sure how much stock we can put into this win for Shane Mosley, who is desperately looking to be confirmed or validated. So I'm not sure. I don't think this ain't it, buddy. Sorry. And Nate Diaz majority decision over Jorge Masvidal. They came in at light heavyweight, and it was a 10-round fight. So congrats to Nate, I guess. Now in the UK, at the Copper Box Arena in London, there is some stuff on the undercard. Yasmina Zapochna, I fucking got it this time. UD over Maisie Rose Courtney, John Hedges. Technical decision, went to the doctors after a cut. After 6 rounds, So he got the technical decision over Lewis Oakford. Reese Bellotti UD over Levi Giles. And Johnny Fisher gets the stoppage in 1 over Alan Babbage. What a party.
I expected that to go a little longer.
Me too. Absolutely.
I figured Fisher would win, but I thought Babbage would, last a few rounds.
I don't know. I think he's always kind of bad.
I just don't think Johnny Fisher's that good either.
I was expecting
I thought this was a more competitive matchup.
Yes.
What I mean.
I was expecting this to get past the point where they're both gassed out and they're just like swinging, like flailing their arms at each other. That level of dumpy heavyweight that we have.
I mean, good for Johnny Fisher.
Yeah.
I guess. I was expecting like drunk uncles at the barbecue, and that didn't get that far.
Drunk uncles. That's good.
That's actually probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah, that I actually, based on the post-fight interview, that's exactly what Johnny Fisher became immediately afterwards. They were talking about like a post-fight celebration. So whatever, man. Have fun.
Yeah, I know nobody else was excited about this one, but I liked the lead up. Neither one of them's very good, but they're both entertaining. I don't know. It didn't last as long as I thought it would.
I think these two would make better bridger weights if they were to want to actually get into title contention of some kind for whatever title counts.
I don't know if even in bridger weight they would get that high, but you're right. They'd have a better chance for sure. They're not going to do shit as heavyweights.
Nah. But this is fun. Johnny Fisher can keep having fun like this.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep going. In California, back to California and Ontario at the Toyota Arena. Golden Boy put on an event. There was a lot of stuff on it, and I'm only going to talk about a few of them. The rest you can go to luxmediashows.com and check the calendar, go to the past events, and you'll get the results there. All right, so Manuel Flores stops Noel Arambule in 2, and that was a fun while it lasted. If you got some time, like if you got 10 minutes to kill, there you go. That's a good one to check out. Flores was all right. So, he can, at 17-1, this is still kind of in the prospect territory, given how many fights boxing prospects get under their belts before they start stepping up into real contention. Ricardo Sandoval, these are Manuel Flores is at featherweight, so stoppage in 2 out of 10. Ricardo Sandoval gets the stoppage in the 10th. Stoppage ? Did either of you see this one?
Oh, this was the really
shitty stoppage. Oh my lord.
This was the most fucking ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I lost my mind on this card for like a solid 10 minutes.
That was absurd. Completely absurd.
Acosta wasn't hurt.
Nope.
He wasn't down. He was blocking everything. Like a punch didn't even fucking land.
A lot of head movement, body movement.
Yeah.
Is this worse
the
than
last round?
Is this worse than the Romero stoppage versus the old
Oh
man?
yeah.
Really?
It's in that category.
I think this was worse because it was the last round. He had a minute to go and he was not hurt. He didn't go down. He didn't even need a count or anything. It's not like he flurried on him for like 30 seconds. He threw like 6 punches and didn't land anything, and the ref stepped in.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It's a pretty bad stoppage. Oh man, I don't know. I always keep asking myself this: like, is it that the stoppages, is it the controversy is getting more egregious, or is it just that I'm so fucking plugged into this that I see all of them, and it seems like it's happening more and more?
I think it's just that we see all of them.
Yeah, that's got to be what it is.
Because nobody has talked about this since it happened.
Right.
So if you weren't watching the card, you'd have no idea.
There wasn't a whole lot on the card to watch, to be completely honest, other than the main event.
Yeah, but that was the worst stoppage I've ever seen, I think.
That's definitely in the top. Probably, I'm just going to say top 5, but it's probably higher than that. That's the only real reason to bring it up. These flyweights, they're not great. I know that flyweight's not super populated right now, but still, I don't think either of these two. Acosta used to be a champion, so he's got that going for him. But Ricardo Sandoval leaves a bit to be desired.
Yeah.
Main event: William Zepeda stops Giovanni Cabrera in 3. This was a title eliminator for the WBC. Zepeda is the #1 contender to Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, actually, you're right.
Across the board, he is the mandatory.
He is everyone's mandatory. So, congrats. That's a really cool position to have. He is the undisputed mandatory challenger. That's what he is.
And he deserves it. Zepeda looked good.
He did. He made really short work of a very solid contender. It was a bit. I don't want to say disappointing because that has the wrong connotation, but I was hoping to see more. He finished this so quickly, and I wanted to see more fucking shrimp.
Yeah, a little anticlimactic.
That's the better word. Easy. Yeah, he did. And Cabrera was game for a little bit. He was able to show something, but man, just not enough. Zepeda is just that good.
I also have no idea how he got the nickname Shrimp.
He's light skinned, and when he starts exercising, when he in the gym, he turns red. So it's like he's a boiling shrimp. That's what Mexican culture does. They take your insecurity and they make it your nickname.
Fair.
I hate that though.
Yeah.
Well, what's the really scary shrimp?
The mantis.
Mantis shrimp?
Yeah, the mantis.
Yeah, he's a mantis shrimp. He's not like a little eating shrimp. He's pistol shrimp.
Yep. He'll claw you to death. All right, but I think we're going to be talking about Zepeda in context with Shakur a little bit. So do we want to break down Zepeda more, or do we want to wait for Shakur to bring that one up?
I'll for Shakur.
All right. So in New Jersey, same day at the Prudential Center. There's other stuff.
I have to admit, I didn't watch very much of this.
There's not much to really talk about, I think, as far as action goes, anyway. But Abdullah Mason, 3 rounds, gets the stoppage over Luis Lebron. If you're not watching Abdullah Mason, you are fucking up. That's really all I can say about it. This kid is incredible. Keyshawn Davis, UD over Miguel Madueno. This was a lightweight fight, as was Abdullah Mason. Keyshawn looked pretty good, actually, all things considered. Madueno was one of those types that he was in survival mode, I want to say, from like the 4th or 5th round. And that did make it a little hard for Keyshawn to show out a little more. But still, I think it was okay. He did fine, given the circumstances. You'd hope for a stoppage, but Madueno was just not allowing that to happen in the grimiest way possible.
What's next for Keyshawn Davis?
He is moving into the top 5 of some sanctioning bodies. I know WBC for sure, but I think we will talk about him next episode. But Ray Murataya is probably going to be on the radar for him. Mm-hmm. At least that level of guy. Those two are on a collision course for sure. Who else do we have? They have Lomachenko going up with Tank. Baranchik. Davis called out Baranchik for sure. He did mention Navarrete. And Murataya called the same names. So I'm not sure if they're going to try to continue going in parallel. But Keyshawn Davis will not be fighting Shakur Stevenson. Ever. They have both said as much.
That's fucking lame.
They're
I
best of friends.
People do that.
With the ones that did make sense for me were like the Klitschko brothers or the Charlo brothers saying they're never going to fight each other. Those make sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
You don't want to make your mom sad.
Yeah, she's going to have to pick between her boys.
Until she sees that paycheck.
2 of them. All right, moving up the card. In the co-main, Robson Conceição gets the split decision win over Oshaki Foster for the super featherweight title, WBC. The scores were 116, 112, 115, 113 for Conceição, and 116, 112 for Foster. Wow. Talk about bad. It was a really crappy fight. I'm not going to try to make that kind of excuse. Oshaki stunk the place out. Conceição was completely ineffective in anything he tried to do. Regardless, I don't know how anyone could arrive at 116, 112 for Conceição.
Yeah, I only watched the last couple of rounds of this when Zepeda ended early, but chat definitely was confused by the cards.
I don't get this.
I like Conceição, so if somebody is going to get a decision for them, I don't mind it being him, but I did feel bad for Foster.
That's what chat was saying as well.
It seems rightly, based on other people's opinions, that he was real upset.
He absolutely was. I think he was trying not to cry, but in the post-fight interview, he was that angry, and I mean, completely understandable. Like a lot of people were saying, as if anyone was going to benefit from a robbery, at least it's Robson, who's likable. But even not like this. Man, not like this.
Yeah, that seemed to be the consensus.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't. No, man. Not like this.
It's too bad it couldn't be against somebody very unlikable.
A villain.
Foster's kind of boring, but he seems like a nice guy.
He can be exciting. Yeah, just comes in spots, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Now, I put together a tinfoil theory that I'm going to throw out every chance I get. So Robson versus Oshaki, that is Foster's second to last fight on his Top Rank contract. Now, Top Rank, they are notorious for demanding extensions for fighters if they're going to be fighting one of their titleists. So, if you beat our guy, we want to keep you here, kind of thing. We want to keep that title in-house. So the next fight is also that negotiation for the immediate rematch, which absolutely warranted. That's going to be also a negotiation for Foster to extend with Top Rank. So they robbed him in order to put him into the seat that if you want the rematch, then you have to re-sign with us. Mikey Garcia left Top Rank for exactly this. Andre Ward had this problem with, I'm trying to remember who, but he had the same problem. It was one part of why he laid off for, X amount of time. So there you go. That's just the tinfoil. I'm saying it's absolutely true because
it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, can't really find too many reasons to argue that.
I don't know. This is what they do, so I'm not sure what else to make of it.
It's kind of why they do it.
They want to keep control. They want to keep the titles in-house as much as possible.
Well, then they get Roshan money for the title fights and stuff.
Yeah, because it's a title fight. Yep. But there you have it.
So you think they let is the wrong word, but you think Foster wins the rematch?
I think so, yes.
I do kind of hope, and it's a shitty thing to say, but I do kind of hope it makes him be more aggressive.
That's what I was about to say.
I'm so sick of fighters coasting. Fighters that are good enough to do something, which is fucking Shakur Stevenson that we're going to talk about next. But, if you can knock somebody out, stop just not.
Yeah, stop peppering them from range.
Is one thing for, I don't know, someone with no power, Devin Haney always comes to mind. I think he tries, he just can't. But some of these guys can and don't try.
Yeah, I think Oshaki Foster falls into that category. Especially in this fight, he absolutely falls into that category. He could have done something, he just didn't seem to really want to, for whatever reason.
I personally hate it when people coast and win on defense. Defense can't win fights, in my opinion.
Somebody in chat was saying that this is what should happen to stinkers like Foster, is get your title taken from you because you're not entertaining. Sucks to be you. Try throwing punches next time.
That might have been me.
No, it wasn't you for sure. I had to remember who it was. It was a gray. That's why I remember.
Oh, okay.
If ever I reference somebody from Discord and I don't know their name, or I don't mention their name, then it's a gray.
Fair. I do kind of think it's true. Like, as shitty as it is, boxers are entertainers. They do this for our entertainment, and they make a lot of money. So if you're not entertaining, it makes sense to me that you don't win and you don't get your money. Or, well, you get your money, but you don't get the next big fight.
Are you not entertained?
But seriously, like, that is the whole point of boxing, is to entertain the fans. Like, and there's lots of defensive fighters that weren't very powerful punchers that are entertaining, or were entertaining. Like, Pernell Whitaker, I think, is the one the commentators were using. And it's true. I love watching Pernell Whitaker fights, and he knocked out almost nobody.
He's always held up as like the gold standard of slick defense.
Yeah, but he was still really entertaining. And who was the drunken master? Emmanuel Augustus? He always got fucked by the judges, but he is a lot of fun to go watch too.
The flying two-arm punch.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Classic.
I
hate that it's illegal.
Near the end of his career, when he quit giving a fuck and would just show up in like leopard print shorts or whatever and pants while he made people look stupid. I love watching Augustus fights.
He was a Chad.
I always wonder when people say that they do like Emmanuel Augustus and then take a shit on Ben Whitaker. That I find confusing.
Oh yeah.
That is confusing.
If you like one, how can you not like the other? I really don't understand. But whatever. Actually, now moving up, speaking of not being entertaining, Shakur Stevenson. Hometown fans.
What a perfect segment.
The hometown fans fucking leave in the middle of your fight, rounds 8, 9, and 10.
Bro, so bad.
The arena cleared out. Oh my god.
I mean, that's embarrassing, and he should be embarrassed.
He should be embarrassed. The Twitter tirade he's been going on.
Oh, dude.
Maybe look inward first, buddy.
Fucking hilarious. Okay, so I have a question. His Twitter tirade. How do you say that you sell a lot of tickets and it was a full arena, but then say that most of them were plants so that they could leave? Well, they could boo you and then leave before the fight's over. Either you didn't sell any tickets, or you're boring as fuck. Like, you can't have it both ways.
It's Schrodinger's hater. That's what it is.
Not Schrodinger's cat?
No, it's Schrodinger's hater. They bought they didn't buy tickets and they were gifted tickets to make him look bad, or I don't know, whatever. Fucking weirdo.
Or you think somebody from Top Rank was walking around the stadium handing people money to boo him? Like, I'm not following the conspiracy theory.
I'm not either.
Isn't Schrodinger's even make sense here?
Yeah, Schrodinger's cat. It's neither alive or dead until you open the box and observe it. It's both. So these fans, yeah.
Right, hold on, I'm trying to piece together now.
He sold out the arena because he's super awesome, and they were paid to boo or something.
He'll never know until
he goes and asks. Until he starts asking around.
Tickets.
Yep. Who did you come to see me?
Shakur Stevenson.
Why did you boo me? How much money were you given to boo me? Rather,
you bought tickets just to boo me?
You know, leave your fucking $30 beer.
I cannot imagine being so upset about a boxing match that I leave. Like, that shit's expensive.
Right. I would definitely not leave. I would be very upset though.
I would stay and boo. And I would boo him while he was interviewed.
I put my drink in the ring.
I don't have that good an arm.
I don't either.
But yeah.
I
guess, I mean, they spent their money on a Shakur ticket, so they kind of deserve it. I mean, it's not like this was unexpected. everybody knew what he was gonna do. But he 100% should have been able to get Artem out of there. I was gonna try and say his last name, and I don't want to.
Harutunian?
Yeah, that seems hard. Anyway, Shakur should have been able to get him out.
He should have. He had him hurt in the hurt-ish relative to Shakur in like the 7th or 8th, somewhere around there, and he just did not capitalize on it. He didn't capitalize on anything. He was just content to coast.
Yeah, it was crazy. I don't understand it.
If you're expecting a whole lot of action, you're expecting hot exchanges and fucking crazy counters that put dudes on the canvas, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You paid for a ticket for this guy. You should know who he is at this point.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm just like, who the fuck is paying for tickets? Is my question.
Schrodinger's haters.
I guess.
All right, so Shakur Stevenson retains his WBC lightweight title. His contemporaries are Baranchyk with the WBO, Tank Davis with the WBA, and Lomachenko with the IBF. His mandatory for the WBC is William Zepeda. I feel like I want to continue, mainlining hopium straight into my veins and thinking that William Zepeda's very high output, high pressure style could make Shakur Stevenson entertaining.
No, if it can make him entertaining, but I think Zepeda has a good chance of overwhelming him eventually.
If you don't have the power to keep him off of you, he's not gonna care. It's just what he does.
He's not gonna get tired.
Good luck with that.
Like, Shakur's gonna have to run for 12 rounds if he wants to survive. And I think if he does that and Zepeda's work rate is up there, even if it's not super effective, I think the judges might give it to him anyways. Like a Casemiro versus Rigondeaux, but hopefully slightly more entertaining.
I don't think Shakur can turn on the heat high enough to really boil William Zepeda.
No. I really do think Zepeda probably wins that fight.
I think he could beat him based on what we're seeing out of Zepeda recently and what we're seeing out of Shakur. Yeah, I think he could beat him.
And I want it to happen. I want it so bad.
The only real easy pickup for if any of the other champions wanted to unify, Barancyk's really the only one that's not a difficult fight.
He's definitely the weakest with a belt right now.
Ray Murataya, we'll be talking about him later. So yeah, William Zepeda is fucking poised, man. With Tank and Lomachenko tied up with each other, Zepeda is with Golden Boy, Baranchyk is with Top Rank, as is Shakur is supposed to be a free agent now.
He's a free agent now. Yeah. Which I think is going to fuck him.
It might, yes.
I really think he should have taken the guaranteed whatever it was.
It's like $5 million a fight. Yep.
Yeah. With your entertainment value, I don't think you're going to do better than that.
I don't know. Maybe Eddie Hearn with the Saudi money.
Maybe. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's possible.
I've been wrong many times. But I don't think he's entertaining enough to be calling the shots like that.
No, he's not.
And it was a $5 million minimum. Like, that wasn't a cap. That was a minimum.
Yes, that's your floor. That's your guarantee. Plus, you get gate points or pay-per-view points, whatever the fuck. Poor choice.
I think Shakur made the wrong choice there.
But
I guess you gotta bet on yourself. Maybe he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I hope. I'm expecting that he has.
Been more exciting though. His corner was telling him during the fight too, and he was arguing with them. I didn't like that look either. You saw what they just did to Foster. Don't let them do that. Take it out of their hand.
Agree. Down patriarchy.
I was trying to make a portmanteau out of Bomac and patriarchy. Couldn't though.
Bomacriarchy?
Yeah, I don't know. I think him leaving Top Rank, there's a lot of Terrence Crawford in his ear, and also
Maybe.
Andre Ward to an extent.
I mean, Andre Ward didn't do a whole bunch with his career either.
After he left Goosen, though, he did a lot better.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I just think I would have taken the guaranteed $5 million.
It's a lot of fucking money. That is a lot of
Yeah.
money. But update on, by all accounts, Tank and Lomachenko still underway. It sounds like a lot of the hurdles are cleared. They're eyeing November, and I think they're looking for a site as well. I'm honestly expecting it to be L.A. or not L.A. Vegas. I'm sorry, not L.A. Who was I talking to about it being New York? Just because.
Oh, me.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about that the other day about it being in New York. Just because Baltimore is close-ish and a lot of Ukrainians in New York.
Yeah, Lomo's fought in New York a few times.
He has.
Still a fight that is 5 years too late.
Yeah, I would say so. Anything more on the Top Rank card? All right. On Sunday, July 7th, in Tokyo, party time. I only have the two mate and co-main listed.
There's actually one other I wanted to bring up. It was his debut fight. Aoi Yokoyama. I was really impressed with him. He got like a super fast knockout, but he just looked really slick doing it. And the other guy was also like really young. I think he was Chinese, 2-0. But Yokoyama, really, the footwork and the punches, just everything. I was really impressed.
Who was it again?
Aoi Yokoyama.
So he's like an upcomer, or?
Yeah, it was his debut.
Oh, okay.
For his very first fight, he looked really slick. Or his first pro fight, obviously. And he's not very old. Yeah, he's 22, which is a little late here, but I think he was probably
amateur
about the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, this had a lot of non-Japanese fighters on the card. I was surprised. It was a very different crowd. So Ioka's from Osaka, which is a little more rough than the Tokyo area. And also, I think people traveled, so there was a lot more casual clothes and, like, flashy clothes and dyed hair and sunglasses. I haven't seen that at the Tokyo fights. It's all businessmen coming from their jobs. So it was actually pretty fun. The crowd was fun. They speak a different dialect, so I didn't understand anything when people spoke around me. It was very interesting. But, yeah, other than him, I think there wasn't anything too exciting except the co-main and the main.
What was the section seating thing on? Like, you were seated with a fellow?
Oh, yeah. So I bought through Punchburger's fan site, which is super fun. I bought the special edition t-shirt with my ticket, and he sent a little thank you note that basically said, "Thanks for cheering for me," handwritten. And so because I bought through the fan site, I think Punchburger's team literally just goes and buys a section of tickets and tries to sell them. So it was all his fans in my section. And the girl in front of me was clearly like some high school girl who brought her parents to their first boxing match to watch, I assume, her crush. His Instagram is very model-ish.
Idol?
So I am taking absolutely running with my theories because I sit in a crowd by myself and I'm a little bored. But the mom and dad had no idea what the hell was going on the whole time, and the girl really didn't particularly care about anyone else. And then the guys behind me, I think they were his high school friends. because they kept talking about, like, how he used to be a Yankee, is what they call him, like a teenage delinquent.
Nice.
So I understood that much because his section, he's from around Tokyo. I could understand some of them. But yeah, it was really, really fun. The seating, everything's written in kanji, and all the sections have the same numbers in them. So, like, if you're in the east, on the ground floor, the rows start at 1, 2, 3. But if you're on the second floor, they still also start at 1, 2, 3.
That's weird.
And I was in the main section, so those seats also start at 1, 2, 3 on both floors. And it's a small arena, so there wasn't very many workers. And it took me 6 tries to find someone to tell me which section I was sitting in, because I just had to walk up to random Japanese people and be like, where is this? And point at my ticket. So yeah, that was fun. And I couldn't find the concession stand because there is only one, and it's on the ground floor. But my Japanese is getting good enough to ask those sorts of questions, so it was okay until they'd answer in Kansai dialect, and I'm like, I have no fucking idea what you're saying.
I would like to point out, for anybody who might be considering checking out the Patreon stuff, the exclusive talk that we had recently. He was a bantamweight fighter, and this was him moving up to featherweight for whatever reason. So, if you want to know how I mixed those up, you can go check that out there. It's a good time.
Okay, before we get into the actual fights, I want to say something about this card, because they have fucked Ioka his whole career. This card was so last minute. I thought it was weird I hadn't heard about it, but the teams didn't hear that this fight night was happening until 3 weeks before the fight. So I suspect he went up in weight, big quotes in that, because they couldn't find somebody who could make his normal weight to fight him.
Assuming he could make the normal weight in such short notice.
Yeah, so Punchburger Tsutsumi, like I said, he's a bit of a diva on Instagram. And after the fight, he put up this really long post apologizing that he had to reuse some of his clothes, well, all of his clothes, because he didn't have time to buy new ones.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. So on Instagram, he's like, I'm very sorry. A lot of you noticed. I had to reuse my shorts. He's like, we tried to take the advertising off, but that ruined them. So we had to put our new advertisers over top because I didn't have time to get new shorts made. And the only other shorts he had are the super bloody ones from his last fight that he couldn't possibly rewear. And
if they're bloody, that it would be in kind of poor taste.
Yeah, well, there's that too. But he's like, I didn't have time to get a new walkout cape, whatever you call them, robe. He's like, but I did mix and match so that it wasn't the same outfit. He's like, I even had to reuse my shoes from whatever fight. So the promotion on this was terrible. And, like, it was all so last minute. And I am tinfoil hatting as well, but it's entirely, they never wanted Ioka to be famous because he, quote-unquote, makes Japan look bad. And Ioka has completely given up. I'll be surprised if he doesn't retire after this. Like, he went and got tattoos and stuff. He knows he's never going to be Japanese famous. So
He sealed his fate.
yeah. Well, and he walked out with a rapper that was basically like, fuck everybody. So that was fun.
Yeah, I can't stand like the celebrity like ring walks like that. It's just so corny to me. From like Mala doing it, to Shakur doing it, to anyone who does it, it's just corny.
Yeah, a little bit, but like, you can really feel that Ioka's like, okay, you guys have said I'm low class and a gangster my entire career. Fuck it.
I'll be a fucking gangster then.
You made me this. You made this.
Exactly. Yeah.
I became who you wanted me to be.
Yeah.
Dude, that could be a movie, like a villain arc.
Honestly, like, they really have. I was looking at his box rec, and he won his world title here in Chiba City in a gymnasium.
Oh,
like,
bastards ever gonna see famous?
Yeah, and all his other fights are in, like, small places in Osaka. They just didn't want him to be famous.
Okay, Tsutsumi, a.k.a. Punchburger, gets a stoppage in 4. So that was fun. And speaking of jobbings and not letting him be successful, Kazuto Ioka loses a UD. Here are the scores. 117, 111, 116, 112, 120 to 108.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable.
No problem with Martinez winning. Martinez deserved the win.
Yes, he did.
But there is no fucking way he swept that.
116, 112, that's about where I was at. 117, 111, you could show me which round we disagree on. But 120 to 108, unacceptable. Completely unacceptable.
Yeah, and again, this is not a robbery, but this is just another, like, check mark on the Ioka, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fuck Ioka.
Like, yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable.
I felt really bad for him.
I did too.
I think he kind of knew he hadn't won, but the 120, 108 really broke his heart.
As it should have. They disgraced you. They dishonored you on TV.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, and it was free to watch here in Japan.
Yeah, I was able to get that Lemino running. That was fun. All right. Anything more? Should we light a candle for Kazuto? You're loved
like
here,
said,
buddy.
I do really like him.
I care.
And,
yes, I care about you. Bring your Cholo rapper friends. Fucking come hang out in LA or something. There's plenty of other Cholos around.
We'll take you there.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Fucking fuck them.
Oh, wait a minute.
Fuck them. There's a diaspora that
Diddy.
I'm sure will. Yeah, no Diddy. Sorry, that'll.
Oh, wait a minute.
There's a diaspora here that I'm sure will embrace you. All right.
Yeah, I felt bad for him.
The Japanese population in LA would probably take him with open arms. I mean,
100%.
Is there a big Japanese population in LA?
There's a lot of everything in LA. Yeah.
California has always historically had a big Japanese population, though.
Yep.
That's where a lot of the camps were in World War II.
The internment camps. There's a lot of Chinese as well from the railroads. But enough of that, because that's for another show. Moving on to the 10th of July, No Limit Boxing in Australia at the Wynn Entertainment Arena in Sydney. There's only 2 on here I really wanted to point out. Liam Wilson, back in winning ways after losing to Oscar Valdez. Yusuf Dib, they call him Yui, so that's fun. And he's the younger brother of Billy Dib. But he gets the stoppage in 8. These guys were at lightweight, so Liam Wilson's going to start campaigning here. Should be okay. This is another good name to throw into the mix, I think. He's looking better with a few more pounds on him, so that's good. What wasn't good? Sam Goodman, 12-round UD.
Well, the entrance to that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, verse. I'm just gonna say.
You practiced that, didn't you?
No, I didn't. No, I'm just.
So good as Sam Goodman.
I'm just good. I'm just that good. Chainoi Warawut versus aka Tachtana Luangfong. So the Thai people with like 3 different names. Whatever. Sam Goodman. So this was his audition. As they were saying on the broadcast, this was his audition for fighting Inoue, and it was not a good one. As cleanly as he outboxed Warawut, that is not gonna fucking fly with Inoue. That is completely not in the same category at all. Not even close. Fucking zero power. Didn't bother Warawut the whole fucking time, and he was landing clean, often. And with very good consistency. That's not going to fly. Sorry, buddy. He's probably going to get the fight, but that's not going to go well for him. Tapalas will have done better. But, yeah, that's really it. That's all I got to say on that.
Inoue is just going to knock him out fast.
He's going to get mauled. It's not going to be pretty. Pro Box TV, same day on the 10th. There's other shit on it. Go check the site. But Nicholas Flas stops Alfredo Escarcega in 4. So welterweight, put together some pretty good wins, and he looks all right. He gets hit a lot, but he looks pretty good. So Flaws might be coming into the fold here pretty soon. In the main event, Katsuma Akitsugi stops Jesus Ramirez in 9. Ramirez was the one dude on that his last fight, also on Pro Box. He was the one that got caught with that nasty body shot that put him out I think also in the 9th round. So that's fun. But Akitsugi similarly lacks a bit of power, but it's weird. He has like an awkward sort of technical style. I thought it was entertaining to watch. But I'm also degenerate, so what do I know?
I thought it was a really entertaining fight, yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
It was definitely like death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, they kept using that analogy on the broadcast.
Yeah, which is slightly racist. He said it in all the like pre-fight interviews and stuff too. He's like, yeah, I don't hit very hard, but I'm gonna hit him a lot.
And yeah, that's absolutely what happened.
Yep. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, you don't need power to be exciting. If that had gone the full 10 rounds, it still would have been a good fight.
Yeah, it was absolutely a good fight. I want to look at who's in Bantam, because there are others.
I'm so bad at the weight classes with the stupid name.
118 bantamweight. This is Junto Nakatani and Takuma Inoue.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's all the Japanese guys right now, right?
Yeah, it is. Jason Maloney, I guess. But
I mean, the 4 belts are.
Oh yeah.
Little Inoue, Nakatani, Nishida, and Takei.
In the top 6, there is one non-Japanese fighter, so that's pretty cool.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. But there you have it. That's the Pro Box TV card. Preview time. Friday, July 19th, at the Fantasy Springs Resort Casino in Indio, California. Golden Boy Fight Night. There are many other fights on this card. I only care about this one. Alexis Rocha fighting Santiago Dominguez. Somehow, Alexis Rocha keeps making it work. Somehow. I don't know how he continues to get these kinds of billings, but he does. But there you have it. Unless you guys have something to say on Alexis Rocha and his super awesome headline fight against Santiago Dominguez.
Hey, not much, unfortunately.
Yeah, same.
It doesn't look like the strongest card I've ever seen.
It's not.
Yeah, not like it's hot.
They're probably getting some of their younger dudes some fights. And yeah, there you go. Really quickly on the 20th, let me get the other stuff out of the way. There is a pretty big Queensberry card in Birmingham. I'm just going to give you the top 3. Chantel Cameron's fighting Elam. Oh, God, McCallum. I'm going to go with that. This is for the interim WBC Super Lightweight, in which Elam is not rated. Should note that. Ashley Lane versus Andrew Kane, Bantams, and Nathan Heaney versus Brad Pauls. This is a rematch at 12-round middleweights. I think this is for the British title.
I don't recognize any of these names.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on there. But if you're, sick in the head like me, you will be watching.
Sometimes the British fights are fun because they're evenly matched.
And the Brits.
It's always good to see Brits get beat up.
That means you always see a Brit lose.
Well, but you also see one win. Gross.
Yeah, but it's not like a high-level Brit, you know what I mean? It's not like famous Brit.
I suppose. Moving on to Florida. The most valuable promotions in Tampa. There's plenty of other stuff on the undercard. Check the site. Check the calendar if you want to see that. Ashton Silva, pretty solid lightweight. Decent lightweight versus Lucas Badi. Lucas Batty. It's a lightweight, 10-round lightweight fight, so that's fun. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is fighting Uriah Hall.
He's still fighting? Uriah Hall?
Wait. Uriah Hall, the MMA guy, is fighting JCC Jr.
Why?
Yes.
Who did this?
I don't know.
How's this?
Uriah Hall needed a fight, and
Uriah Hall needed money apparently.
Yeah, I think that's why he's boxing. He's not bad at boxing though, to be honest with you. I've seen him. I saw his first fight.
Yeah, I don't know. Just didn't know he was boxing. That's new to me.
I was at the fucking card, man.
No, I just knew he was like retired from like UFC. I just didn't know he was still boxing or started boxing. Sorry.
So, when we talked about this one on the MMA show, I swear I'd lost my fucking mind when he said this. Nathan said, "What if JCC misses weight at fucking cruiser, dude?"
Are we surprised if it happens?
That's why I was laughing so fucking hard. Because if he did, I'd be like, "Oh, well, that figures. That's fucking JCC for you."
I'll be surprised.
God, that was so fucking funny.
You should have stopped boxing a long time ago.
Yes, you should have. When he lost to fucking Anderson Silva.
Before that.
Probably, yes.
I mean, it's also like, I give him some slack because like people try to think he's gonna like fill his father's footsteps, but that's just never gonna happen.
He shouldn't have tried if that was the case.
Yeah, I mean, he must be making a lot of money for this bullshit, though.
That's what I'm saying. He's with a name recognition. He can just kind of coast, riding his father's coattails.
That's probably the shitty part, though. About like, I mean, this is probably another segment, but like, sons like following their father's footsteps, or like sons getting into boxing from famous fathers, like probably.
Yeah,
like,
we could do a whole episode on that.
Do a whole episode on JCC missing cruiserweight.
Anyone should go talk about that one. Kid sucks. Just give it up. I mean, honestly, on a more realistic note, I think if he had taken his career a little more seriously, just didn't get involved with the drugs and everything, probably could have been decent.
He was born on third base. And then when he made it to home, he thought he hit a home. He was thinking he hit a home run, or however that analogy goes. But
because he definitely dabbled a lot in
yeah, he smoked a lot of weed.
And skiing, he skied a lot, from what I remember.
That I'm not sure of. I just know for sure that he smoked a lot of weed.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Like, again, I think on a more serious note, if he had taken his career a little like more serious, or actually a lot more serious, probably could have been decent.
Yeah, he probably could have.
But like you said, you're born on third base. You can walk the home run. Why try hard, right?
Yeah, I don't have to try hard. My name is what it is.
Look who my dad is.
Yep, I don't have to really try because I'll always get by on just that. You know who didn't get by on that? Amanda fucking Serrano fighting Stevie Morgan. She's moving up to super lightweight. I think she's chasing Katie Taylor because Katie Taylor's also campaigning at super light now. So there you go.
Serrano versus Katie. That was supposed to happen.
The rematch was supposed to happen.
Oh, rematch, yeah.
Katie Taylor's getting to where I think she should definitely retire before she starts losing every time.
Yeah. She absolutely needs to hang it up on her own terms.
They were saying she's like her words are slurring out.
Yeah, her accent always made it a little. No, her accent always made it a little hard. But if you compare her,
how she sounded a few years ago.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 years ago, she's taken a lot of punishment, and yeah, she gets hit a lot.
Definitely not a lot more than she used to, for sure.
Well, and I mean, her defense was never really that good, anyways. Like,
but that's the co-main for Jake Paul versus Mike Perry, whatever, 8 rounds at cruiserweight. So fun. Other than just saying that it's happening, I think that's more than enough attention.
Yeah, that's enough of that.
I'm hopeful for Serrano to continue climbing. She's one of the first women that really got me into women's fights, that made me actually pay attention to them. So I'm really hopeful for her.
She's really good. It just makes me a little sad that she latched onto the circus.
Circus, it pays.
Yeah.
I understand why. I'm just saying I personally think it's a little disappointing.
Yeah, I see both sides of it. I'm sure she's getting all the money and recognition from it, but at the same time, it's kind of sold your soul to Jake Paul.
I was about to say that Jake Paul, whatever his faults might be, he's actually done a pretty good job promoting her, I think.
I think he would be a phenomenal boxing promoter or UFC.
He would be a great promoter, yeah.
Not UFC, sorry, but like a phenomenal boxing promoter. He's got the money, he has a following. I think he can make any like half-wit boxer into a star.
Well, and Amanda Serrano has everything it takes to be a star.
Right.
She is a star.
Yeah.
She was before him.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish she fought on more boxing cards instead of this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, I think like Serrano aside, like she already was a star kind of.
She was.
Going for her. Like, I think Jake Paul could take, like, in some parallel universe, I feel like Jake Paul can make Tommy Fury like a star. He managed and promoted it. I never fought before.
I think Ashton Silva is going to be the good test case for this because he's taken Ashton from I don't know, he's had him for like 4 or 5 fights at this point, and Ashton's good. He's not terrible, but we'll see. Like we're about to find out. I think if he's legit, if he gets over this hurdle, Lucas Body's also decent. Then we're gonna see if Jake Paul can promote him into something better, into bigger fights.
I'd rather see Jake Paul the promoter versus Jake Paul the boxer.
Same.
Yeah.
All right. Enough of that. In Tokyo, this one is going to be at 2 a.m. for the West Coast. That's when the card starts. But let's go from... This is the only one that doesn't really need a whole lot of talk. Issei Aramoto's debuting. Mongonsuj. Mong. Sorry, buddy. Nandinardine is his last. Mong Nandinardine, I guess. Super middleweights. Tenshin Nasukawa. 10-round super bantamweight fight against Jonathan Rodriguez. The vacant WBO flyweight title. This is the one that Bam vacated. Riku Kano, rated 2nd, versus Anthony Olasquaga, rated 3rd. Wow, 6-1. All right. Co-main, Kosei Tanaka versus a different Rodriguez for the WBO super flyweight title. This Rodriguez is rated 12th. Not a very good one. Hold on a second.
Not very nice.
They are both named Jonathan Rodriguez.
Yeah, and they're spelt the same.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
It was weirding me out. I was like, man, did I fuck this up again? God.
No, I did the same thing. I went and double-checked it.
Yep. But there you have it. Kosei Tanaka. From what I understand, he is a little bit worse for wear these days.
I thought, yeah. His last fight, he looked vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. So, hold on a second. Kosei Tanaka.
I don't know either of these Jonathan Rodriguez's, I don't think.
The one that's fighting Tenshin's definitely not anybody that should be noteworthy. Just because Tenshin's this is going to be his 4th fight. So, somebody for him to style on with a decent record. Not 17-2-1. Not horrible. But the main event, this is what we're here for. Junto Nakatani, WBC Bantamweight Champion versus Vincent Astrolabio. You're going to be at this one, right? Shanada, you're going to be there?
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. I also bought the t-shirt for this one because I actually like Nakatani's t-shirt designs. And the back has a little bit of Japanglish on it, which is fun.
Japanglish is crazy.
A lot of different languages have that type of word. Like Filipinos have Tagoglish, Koreans use Konglish.
In Japan, they call it Niponglish.
Niponglish? I love that.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, no, I'm super excited about this. I will have seen, by the end of next week, 4 world title fights in 3 weeks, which I think is pretty cool.
That is really cool.
That is pretty sick, actually. That's a big accolade.
But, yeah, I actually don't know anything about Astrolabio, but I'm really excited to see Nakatani.
He's all right.
I don't think I recognize him. I had a list of 5 Japanese fighters I wanted to see when I came to Japan, and Nakatani's number 4. The only one I have left is the little... I think he might even fight at minimum, Kiyoguchi.
I think he's at 108.
His last fight was in South Korea, and he lost his title. So I'm kind of glad I didn't fly to Korea to watch it.
It's the most random place too. Like Incheon is it's not a small city by any means. It has a huge airport and it's a big
I was gonna say it was literally at the airport.
Then
that's why I considered it.
That is fucking
landed,
weird.
Watched the fight and flew out for like maybe $300 and I wouldn't have to get a hotel room is what I was thinking. And then the fight ticket was $100 and I could say I'd been to South Korea technically. But the paperwork with the government to go and come back didn't seem worth it.
Really?
Yeah, I have to go and fill out a form saying I'm leaving the country and fill out a form saying I'm coming back when I get back.
That's weird. That is very strange to me.
It's the visa I'm on.
Yeah, okay, got it.
I think it's literally just filling out a form. I don't think it cost me any money or anything. It just seemed like a pain in the ass. Japanese forms are always a pain in the ass.
It's just an extra step you gotta do for nothing.
And they seem like they would be the type that would have a lot of fucking forms for no goddamn reason.
They do, and they're all in Japanese.
Of course they are.
Obviously. So it's me with Google Translate while somebody who doesn't speak business English tries to explain it to me when they don't know the words. All the translators in the city place here, their casual English is great. Like, to go have a beer with them, I'm sure would be fun. But anytime I have to ask, like, okay, this is my health insurance form. What the hell does this mean? And they're like,
oh,
well, it means that you have to pay. I'm like, yeah, but what do I get if I pay? Anyways.
Yeah, that would drive me nuts. Like, between a translator, Google Translate, and everything else, you're fucking back at the wall.
I mean, it's fine. Everything's been fine, and it's my fault for not speaking Japanese. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this card. I think seeing Nakatani in person is going to be great. It's in the same arena as the Ioka fight, so now I know where everything is. I also was apparently feeling rich because I thought I'd bought the cheapest ticket, and I did not. So I think I'm sitting on the lower level this time.
Oh, you're gonna love it. You will love it.
Closer to the beer, so.
That's what matters.
And the action.
Yeah.
Ringside sucks because you have to tilt your head back and your neck is killing you. Lower level, perfect. You're close enough to see everything, and eye level, so you're not having your neck at an awkward angle, and you're close to the beer. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. And I did buy from the Nakatani fan site, so I'll be in the Nakatani section. He did not write me a letter, which is a little disappointing.
Fucking unacceptable.
Wow.
This is an anti-Nakatani podcast now. God damn it.
I know I'm getting a little spoiled with the Japanese fan service, but I really was kind of hoping for his signature on something.
That would be really cool to have.
Ogawa did it, Punchburger did it, Nakatani did not.
Wow. Throw a beer at him.
Yep. Boo this man.
If I could hit him this time.
That'd be crazy, like watching on TV, see a beer fight on stage.
I did rewatch the Ioka fight, and I'm pretty sure I heard myself in the crowd, which was kind of fun.
I was actively listening for it, to be honest with you. Let's see if I could hear you screaming.
I did, when I started yelling for that one kid that nobody was cheering for, a bunch of people around me started whispering. They were like, English. Somebody is speaking English. I'm not going to yell in Japanese. My accent is terrible.
Yeah, what would...
Who was this lady yelling in English?
I don't know what to say to cheer in Japanese or anything else.
How do you cheer in Japanese?
What would I say? I don't know. What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, that's tough.
I'm gonna...
Japanese has all the weird conjugations. So, I don't know if it's proper to yell gambate or gambaru or gambare. They all mean, do your best or good luck or whatever, but I don't know which is the one you yell and which is the one I say to say I am doing my best, because there's no subjects in Japanese sentences.
You yell out, I'm doing my best to him.
Which is why I didn't do it.
Imagine after the fight just stops, I'll look at you like, what?
I'm doing my best.
How do I yell, knock him out in Japanese?
KO.
Yeah, KO.
They use a lot of English.
KO!
I always forget that you have to cut the last word off, though. Like, you don't yell uppercut, you just yell upper.
Huh?
Yeah. Or, like, it's not a left hook, it's just a left. Anyways.
Interesting.
Because I was yelling for uppercuts in the Ioka fight. And some people around me were like, upper? And I was like, yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. You know what I mean.
The one where the goes upward. You get it?
Yeah. Yeah, but they never use cut on the end of it. So I think they were trying to figure out what the second word meant.
The time just stops in Japan for a second. Everything just freezes. Like, what's going on? Upper cut?
I can only think to do the Karate Kid antagonistic cheers. Get him a body bag.
I have noticed the big difference between Canadian crowds and Japanese crowds is Japanese crowds at any sport I've been to are very positive. Nobody yells bad things. Where in Canada, especially at hockey games, let's say, the whole point is to yell negative things at the other team. You don't really cheer for your team. You cheer against the other team. But like the baseball games here, there is not a single, like, swing bada type cheer. There's none of that. It's always like...
That's fun.
They're so polite. The traveling crowd, like, the home crowd gets really quiet so that the traveling crowd can do their sing-song chants when their team is batting. And I'm like, that is not how baseball works in Canada.
Or America.
But yeah, that's not how it works here either.
Dude, I
assume.
I went to an NBA game, watching the Sixers versus the Nets, and I was sitting behind the Nets players, and I yelled, "Hey, Ben Simmons, you have small calves," and I guess the Nets had private third-party security behind the player section to kick out hecklers, and it's one security guard was like, "Hey, that's your first warning." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Warning for what?" She was like, "You can't heckle
the players directly."
What? I was like, "This is America." I was like, "I can heckle who I want."
Yeah, you're gonna be like Randy Marsh.
Randy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought this was America.
This was America, bro.
Dude, it was so weird. I was like, every game I've gone to, I've never seen a third-party security for the team to stop hecklers.
Maybe that's an NBA thing.
I guess. I was sure if someone's yelling obscenities, sure, but I was like, dude, I just said he has small calves.
Yeah.
Well, rather than yelling it at him, you yell it around him.
I guess so.
And
don't use names.
Yeah. So yeah, if somebody
just yell, "You have small calves," then you can hurt many feelings.
Oh no! If you're preteen kid who goes to the gym, turns around.
One of the highlights of my undergrad career, I guess, party career, we went to a CFL game, so Canadian football, and we got a whole section. It's an inappropriate chant that you wouldn't chant anymore, but this was the early 2000s. We got a whole section calling the other team's quarterback, and he turned around and started swearing at us, and we were like,
wow.
Inappropriate, and you shouldn't do that.
All right. Hey, if you're here at the end of this episode of the Boxing B-Sides, you have my sincerest gratitude. Yeah, that little glitchy shit that we did at the end there, the episode got a little bit too spicy, at least for the general public. So if you'd like to check that out, patreon.com/LVXMediaNet. You can get the uncensored, unedited, for the most part. I just kind of cleaned up audio problems. Yeah, so if you want to check those out, there you go. LVX Media Net, that's also the social media handle everywhere. If you cannot find it, we're not on it. keep in mind that if you go check those out, there's going to be more than just boxing. There you go. Questions, comments, concerns about this episode, this podcast, anything on Lux Media, whatever the fuck, 833-589-7637. You can call or text. If you want your audio cut into the show and you are sufficiently entertaining, call. It goes straight to voicemail, or you can text. That's fine too. It's anonymous either way. 833-LUX-PODS. And if you want to check out the boxing calendar, luxmediashows.com. It's right there on the front page. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. That is where the fucking stuff goes. So we do parting words now.
Be more like Japan and cheer for your team and not against the other team. It is nice, but less fun.
In the words of Randy Marsh, I thought this was America. I didn't hear no bell.
Oh boy. That'll do it for this edition of the Boxing B-Sides.
Where's your parting words? Hold on.
My parting words, I usually don't have any because my parting words are the stuff I cut in. You would know if you listened back.
He gets to think about it and voice it over later.
Don't be like me. Go outside instead of watching boxing all the goddamn time. It's really good for your...
all your updates from us.
It's really good for your brain to be outside, breathing air, getting sun. So there you go.
Except in Arizona.
Well, I do it at night. I do it at night because that's the only time it's really possible.
That's when you can't go out in Arizona?
Pretty much. But there you have it. Parting words from everyone.